Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, James Protin. Every week I will be sharing the experiences that have defined my journey and talking with people who have their own powerful story to tell. It's about doing better and being better in life, business, and all things in between. The visually inclined can catch us on YouTube, or you can check us out on just about every podcast platform. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. We have a very special guest, somebody I've been trying to meet. I've been following on social media, her journey and all her adventures for quite some time. But our guest this morning is Ebtehal Badawi. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for coming. I've been watching you, and I'm just very impressed. You're doing such wonderful things in our community.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it.
And I love your Pittsburgh Builds Bridges for a lot of reasons, not the least of which is that I've been in the engineering industry for a long time, and we build bridges and stuff like that. So where did that idea come from?
It came 5 years ago. My son came one night from one of the hockey practices in one of the local hockey team. Mm-hmm. He came intense, and he shared with my husband that he got some racism comments in the locker room. As a mother, I felt devastated that he went through that, and I wasn't able to shield him or protect him. Mm-hmm. And that's what you want for your kids. You want to protect them from these incidents. And they eventually apologized to him.
Okay.
The same year, I saw a Syrian refugee was beaten up in one of the high schools here in Pittsburgh. And I don't know her. And I'm not from Syria, but I felt like, how can someone beat someone up and record it in the school and don't call for help?
Recorded? Yeah,
it was recorded. It went through all social media. And I reached out for a group of mom to talk to the mom and support the girl. And I talked to the girl and I shared with her, I know this is, unfortunate thing that happened, and you can use this to empower girls to speak up, to empower kids to speak up. Because how many times kids go through this, no one know about it, and sadly it leads to suicide.
Right.
After all of that, I thought, how can I help? How can I use my art to heal everyone, to bring everyone together? With that intention, I sketched Pittsburgh Builds Bridges, and you can see different hands raised in fists to represent, everyone proud of their identity, and each hand have different skin tone to represent, different people from all walk of life.
Different races.
Yes, and on top of each hand, there's different symbols of belief. And I captured that sketch, Pittsburgh Builds Bridges. And of course, I add the bridge because we're known for bridges.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the most bridges of any city in the world, even more than Venice, Italy.
Yeah.
That's hard to believe.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe, but apparently it's true. So we talked a little bit earlier. You've been an artist your whole life since you were a kid. You did just something that you were drawn to, and you love that.
Yeah, I took an art workshop when I was in 5th grade, and it sparked the love of art in my heart. I even wrote a note to myself, when I grow up, I want to become an artist. It started at a young age, and I hid that note. No one saw it.
No one saw it, but you still have it.
Yeah, I still. Now everyone know about it.
Yeah, right.
But before, when I was young, I just hid it.
And there was no artistic, exposure in your family. Your family just wasn't, artistic like that. Where do you think that came from?
It came because I took that workshop, and
that just really sparked something.
Yes, I love that workshop, and it introduced me to art, and that's how I learned that I have that love and passion.
Mm-hmm. And you're using that now to do something really, really good, and it makes it fun. So you're putting a message out there that is very, very important for children. And I see you talking to a lot of young children, not just teenagers.
Yes.
But you're making it really fun for them. Tell us a little bit about how you go around to schools and how you make that happen.
So after I sketched that design, I share it with my son middle school principal. His name is Mr. Como. He's a principal of Pleasant Hill Middle School.
Okay.
I always say his name because he was the first yes.
Okay.
And you always remember your first yes.
Yep.
So I shared with him the design. I told him I believe if we display this in the school, it will uplift students. We got the approval of the superintendent of Jefferson Hills, and we display it over there. And after that, my friend shared with me that I can display my art. I have different art work at Penn Avenue. They have different restaurants and coffee shop.
Sure.
Every time I go to a coffee shop or a restaurant, they tell me that there's a long waiting list, 8 months, a year to display my art. I start walking. I remember it as if it was yesterday. 2019 Penn Avenue. It was devastated for me that I didn't have a chance to display my art. I start praying. Is this my path? Show me a sign now. I want.
Show me a sign now.
Yeah, now, not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow, right now.
Right now. And I got a call from my friend. And my friend, she's from Puerto Rico. Okay. She shared with me, she told me, Ebtehal, my son experienced anxiety, panic attacks, because his older brother played football and was bullied badly. She got him out of the district, and the younger one's still there. One of the panic attack that he had, he was at the school cafeteria. He saw the design, he felt he belonged, and he got better.
And it didn't cost a lot of money. It didn't take a lot of effort. Something that you're passionate about, and you're able to really take that and share it with people and make a positive impact in their life.
Thank you.
That's wonderful.
And that's how it all started. I got my vision of displaying Pittsburgh Builds Bridges in all schools in Pittsburgh, and to find a wall to paint it as a mural with different kids and players from the Penguin, the Steelers, the Pirates, the River House, to show even if we look different, even if we have different belief, even if we cheer for a different sport team, we still can come together.
Sure.
To plant these seeds of love and acceptance in our kids' heart and in our heart. And I've been, asking to find that wall for years. I still didn't find the outdoor wall. I found multiple walls during the journey. And with that, I came up with the question, how do you build bridges between people? Whenever I ask little ones, how do you do that? They say from steel.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And I tell them, yes, that's true. And I'm looking for another kind of bridge. How do you make friends? And that's how it starts. So I ask little one, how do you make friends? They have the most beautiful answer.
They're amazing, aren't they?
Hugs, saying hi, asking someone to play with me.
Right. There's a lot to be learned from children. We think we know everything as adults, and we want to teach them. But if we would just pay attention, they have a lot to teach us.
Yeah, yes, that's so true.
And I love that you do that. That you just walk up to people on the street and ask them how they build bridges between people. And has anybody ever just walked away from you and not asked?
Yes. There's something happened. So I was in one of the games, and I was painting with different fans, and there's a lot of people in the game, and there's one guy. I asked him, do you want to paint? He said, no, I told you 9 times no. And I start laughing. Oh my God, I asked him 9 times. I don't even remember. Because there's a lot of people coming.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh my goodness. You just kept bugging him though. You just kept bothering him. So you do it at the stadiums? You do that?
I do it at schools. I do it at university. I did it with different fans, different sports. I do it at different community events, restaurants, anywhere. It's a community gathering events, when everyone add a symbolic brushstroke on a canvas to bring us together. It's a simple act.
Right.
That show, yes.
It's a brushstroke.
Yeah, and it I know it's very simple, but it represents unity. It represents what can we do when we come together, when we add that brushstroke.
Absolutely. It's such a wonderful concept. So now you're from Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
You grew up there. So obviously, when you came here, you had to anticipate there would be a cultural situation, right?
Yeah.
Because we Americans, we still don't understand other cultures. It seems to be something that is very difficult for us to relate to, right? Anything that's different scares us.
Yeah.
What you're doing brings it to such a heart level, right? A heart-to-heart level where it just makes it so much more relatable when you walk up to somebody and how do you build bridges between people? Such a simple question. How do you make friends? That is something that every single person, no matter how cynical, no matter how miserable or angry you might be, that's an easy question to answer, and it is something that we can all relate to.
When the thing that I love about the U.S. when I moved here, everyone smiles.
Yeah.
Everyone smile, and it's simple, but it make such a big difference in someone's life.
Oh my goodness!
It bright my day when I feel challenged or not having a good day. When I see someone smile at me, things will get better.
This is how I build bridges between people. Conversations. We started the podcast for that reason, to share stories and because throughout all of history exists because of storytellers.
Yes.
Not because of the internet, not because of anything, but because telling stories through generations, throughout the generations. That's how we know anything about history.
And part of history is art.
Absolutely.
That's how they document history by drawing in caves, and
That's
can
exactly
see that.
right.
So art is historian to tell history of people through the years.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would love to get some of your art in here. We need to talk to these guys about getting your art, some pieces in here.
I would love that.
That'd be great because this place is all about community. It's another reason why we like it here so much.
When we start talking to each other, we realize that we are similar than different. And it's okay to be different.
Absolutely.
We don't want to be all the same.
No.
That will be boring, right?
No, absolutely. I think we, I was raised to celebrate differences. And I think that is such a wonderful thing because I don't want everybody to be like me.
Yeah.
And why would I want to be around people that are just like me, that think the same way and talk the same way?
Yes.
I want to learn things. I want to learn about people. I've never been to Saudi Arabia. All I know about Saudi Arabia is what I see on the news, right?
Yes.
I would love to learn about Saudi Arabia.
It's amazing. That's what I learned in my heritage. We welcome people. We celebrate people. Whenever we have a guest coming to our home, that's a big day. We be happy. We offer them, food, coffee, and back home, everyone love having guests.
Yes.
Yes.
European cultures in Middle East is very similar because I have Italian family, and that culture is the same.
Yes.
It's about food and art and welcoming people into your home.
And family.
Yes. My grandparents loved when people would come visit.
Yeah.
Just absolutely loved it. And I know people who just would get like oh no, turn the porch light off so they don't think we're home. But it's such a welcoming place, and we get such a bad impression of the Middle East and what we get from the news, from the media and everything like that. And I get frustrated with the media, and I very rarely watch the news anymore because of that fact. But then you meet somebody and have a chance to talk to them, and just what you learn is amazing.
Before I go to different interfaith events, and I was in the mosque, MCCGP, it's in Monroeville, and someone came to me and he told me that I want my kids to learn about Islam through coming here, because everything is going on in the media is not true.
Right.
So I wanted to come here to learn, to let them listen from the source. And he wasn't Muslim. He had different faith.
Right.
I thought that was very impressive.
That is impressive. It is impressive. And faith is so important to everything. It doesn't matter, who you worship, where you worship. But if you have faith in something bigger than you, bigger than us, and I think that's really important. How has that played a role in Pittsburgh Builds Bridges and what you do?
As I grow up, as I'm Muslim, and always in our faith that we welcome everyone, that we celebrate differences, and our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he always, shared to be kind. Even if someone is unkind to you, you treat them with kindness, because when you treat someone with kindness, that will change their life.
Sure.
And that's really, as I grow up learning that, I want to do different, to make a difference in my daily life, not just through art. That's it's a way of life.
Sure.
And whenever I get the chance to help someone else and I have that power, I don't hesitate.
Right.
I always, and as I grow up, my mom was like that, always.
Yeah.
She always helped out when anyone asked her. She go the extra mile to help.
It's perfect.
Yes.
I mean, and that's what you just described is exactly the way I was raised. And the way I raised my family. We're not all that different.
No.
If you just talk about it and you see these things, the differences become smaller.
Yes.
The space between us becomes smaller. And it's a wonderful thing.
So true.
Yeah.
So that's how, I've been raised, and I love helping people, and I love art, and combining both together. That's my passion.
Yeah. And, when you can follow and walk in your passion, life doesn't get any better than that.
Yes.
That's as good as it gets. That's a wonderful thing that, you can help people in doing something that you're passionate about, that you love doing. That's about as good as it gets.
Yeah.
So just kind of wrap things up, and let's share your flag a little bit. Let's do this. Take that side.
Okay.
And this is the flag that you run with this. You do.
Yeah.
So you had this with you when you did your 5K a couple years ago?
No.
Not yet?
I got it when I did my first marathon and second marathon, and the triathlon too.
So, but let's talk about that for a second. So you weren't a runner, you didn't run.
No.
Then all of a sudden you decided, I'm going to do a 5K.
Yes.
And you did a 5K.
Yes.
And then you said, well, next year I'm going to do a marathon. From a 5K to a marathon. Did you realize at the time what a gigantic leap that was?
Yes, I did. And even I said to myself, I declare that I'm going to do the marathon next year. I don't know how. And I declare that. There is a power in declaration. When we declare something, that means something.
Yes.
Even just to ourselves. I just did it to myself.
What makes it real?
Yes.
It makes it real.
And then I start training by myself. I set my intention to do it. It's all with the intention. And also that's in my faith. The intention is the base of any deed you do.
Yes.
Like if you have intention to do a good deed, and for any reason you didn't do it, you still get good deed for that.
Yeah.
And if you have the intention to do a bad deed and you didn't do it, you get a good deed too. So it's like, it's all about intention.
Right.
And I start running and start training, and then I joined my running group, Feet Fleet, and they've been awesome.
that is. So then you did the marathon.
Yes.
And then said, well, I'll do a triathlon.
And in the marathon, there's 1 month we fast for the whole month. It's called the month of Ramadan.
Right.
So we fast, and a lot of people were very concerned.
So you were doing that? Yes. Well, yes.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Oh, I was thinking, I can fast and train, like, because I eat a lot before sunrise, and then I continue with my training. We train early, like 7:30 a.m.
Yeah.
And I still have my energy, but that's setting intention. It's all about setting the intention,
Right.
and moving forward, and be committed to what you declare to. Like that's what I do.
Right.
I set my intention. I declare what I want to do, what I want to create. Then I follow through.
Yeah, absolutely. And follow through is the key, because that's where you succeed or fail, with the follow through. So after the marathons, you did a triathlon. You had never done an open water swim, you told me, and with wetsuit yet.
Yeah. It is challenging. There's days it's challenge to get up bed.
To motivate yourself
Yes.
to do it.
Yes. What's bigger, my vision or my fear?
Yeah. Right.
And envisioning that finish line, to cross. And it is not about crossing that finish line. It's about the journey that take you to that finish line.
Right. I want to talk just for a second before we go about your anniversary, the second anniversary of Pittsburgh Builds Bridges, right?
Yes.
And you're trying to do it on the Roberto Clemente Bridge.
Yes.
So how's that process going? What? Tell me a little bit about that. We talked about it for a minute, but
last year we celebrated at the Highmark Stadium parking.
And you had a really successful event with it. That was amazing.
It was. And now over 5,000 people across the county and the region shared and paint with me building bridges.
Yeah.
This year we want to celebrate it on the bridge, and still the process is still in process.
Okay.
Soon I will share more details, and we will celebrate it hopefully on the bridge with different culture performers, with different vendors, and with more exciting things that's gonna happen that didn't happen last year. And one of the things is I'm having an art contest for kids from age kindergarten until high school.
Okay.
To share how they build bridges and how they make friends in their own creative way. 2 weeks ago, I was at Pleasant Hill Middle School. They invited me back, and we reflect on how we painted all together the mural building bridges. What's the reflection? What did they learn of painting together? And they painted their own vision of building bridges in small canvases, and I'm going to display that at the event. And we're having more kids are going to display more of their artwork.
That is wonderful. Wow, very nice. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us. This has been a wonderful conversation. I mean, I could talk to you for hours because there's so much I want to learn from you. But thank you so very much. And maybe after that, we'll have you back and we'll talk about it some more.
Yes, I would love that. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Appreciate it.